Hey guys, Kevin Vandy here with Competitive Edge Physical Therapy. We're going to be reviewing a case study here of a runner who's had an ACL surgery approximately 6 months ago, and he's in for a return to sport test, and we're doing our running analysis. And we found out something very interesting, and this is actually quite common after an ACL surgery, and this is something you really want to look at to make sure that you're really getting the right rehab in and not missing any key details. And in this case, we're talking about knee flexion and shock absorption. We're really talking about, is there enough bend at the knee and hip to absorb shock and take pressure off the joints and avoid arthritis in the future, which is actually a big risk factor in ACL injury. So let's take a look here. So here you see this runner is about to land on his right side. And I'm going to play this through in slow motion for you so you can see. Just going to let it play. What you see here is our skeletal avatar. This is using our 3D mile motion system, using IMUs, or inertial measurement units. And these are all the kinematic angles you see here. It's part of our running analysis, part of our return to sport test. But let's take a sneak peek here at, first of all, the left side. And I'm going to bring this to peak knee flexion. You see this knee flexion number here. We're going to take it to peak knee flexion. And what we see, that's about 43 degrees. And that's measuring this bend here. So he's getting enough shock absorption at the knee, hip, and ankle, and primarily an active shock absorption system in the calf, quad, and glute to protect this knee. This is the non-operative side. Now, when we move over to the right side, what we're going to take a look at is we're going to look at the overall loading here. And what we see, the max loading is 35.4 degrees. So this amount of bend at the knee isn't adequate enough to absorb shock. And what ends up happening is you end up getting a lot of passive loading in at the knee joint. It's a risk factor for developing arthritis, specifically after meniscus surgery or ACL surgery. Not only that, if we take it back to initial contact, the very first point of contact on the treadmill, what we see is the knee is only bent 7.3 degrees. We'd really like to see that like 15 to 25 degrees to get adequate shock absorption at an initial contact point, which is a common issue when you really don't want to weight bear through the knee after surgery. Because if you compare it to the left-hand side, what we're going to see is about 18 degrees at initial contact. So this is something you really want to look at with ACL clients. If you've had knee surgery, you're trying to get back to running, and you really want to protect your knee against any form of degenerative joint disease, arthritis, and really get back to running the right way, you really want to check out your shock absorption and make sure, even if you're 6, 9, 12 months after ACL meniscus surgery, just be sure that there's an adequate bend in at the knee like you see here, and that you're not selling yourself short and having a passive loading system by not bending your knee enough. So by doing quadricep strengthening, glute strengthening, calf strengthening, and teaching yourself how to shock absorb, you can overcome this problem. So again, guys, this is Kevin from Competitive Edge Physical Therapy in our running lab here in San Jose. We've been doing this now for over 3 years, helping athletes in every sport, and especially with runners who are trying to get back after surgery. Check us out, watch more of our videos, shoot us questions. We're here to help. Again, Competitive Edge Physical Therapy in San Jose. Watch out for your shock absorption. Make sure you're bending your knee enough. Make sure you're bending your hip enough. And good luck and run strong.